Hello everyone! Are you able to click a few buttons while listening to someone talk and tell you what to do? Yes? Do you want faster PC performance and gaming performance so you could shoot all the things, stab all the stuff, etc.? Yes? Well, I think we found the video for you. Alright, let's get started. Alright team, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to your start menu in Windows, type services.msc, right click it, run as administrator. Okay, you need to have administrative rights to be able to do this. It's going to pop up a window, looks just like what we have here. So what we're going to do is we are going to disable the ones that are not needed. Okay? Now, you may notice that there's some of them, like this first one we're going to look at, that are set up to manual trigger. Now, if your screen does not look exactly like mine looks, go from standard to extended so you can see what the things are. Alright? So, this first one we're talking about is Windows Mobile Hotspot Service. Provide the ability to share a cell data connection with another device. You can leave this to manual if you would like it. I don't really think this is necessary, but right now, since it's not running, it's not using any resources. So you'll notice there's several that say running, and several that don't that say manual trigger start. So, if you don't want to disable something because maybe software might use it, you could set it to manual trigger start or just manual. Okay? But if you want to disable it, you right click, click properties, and then you choose the startup type. Okay. Pretty straightforward. Since this one's already set up to manual trigger start, you could just leave it, but this one could be safely disabled. The next one we're going to be discussing is Bluetooth support service. Okay. So my computer does have Bluetooth devices hooked into it. So I cannot disable this when I use this. But if you need it, okay, as you're using Bluetooth, don't disable it. But if you're not using Bluetooth, feel free to disable this one, save yourself some space. Same goes this next one. Not everyone has a printer anymore. So if you're using a computer that you're never going to print off of, turn off print spooler. Because if you don't need to print if you're not printing, but if you are printing, then it's something you'll want to keep on. Otherwise, it's safely disabled if your computer is just used for gaming and nothing else. Now this next one, in 2021, there's a good chance you're never gonna need this, which is fax. So it stopped. I'm gonna disable it because I don't use a fax. You probably don't use a fax. Most people don't use faxes. Anyway, that one could be safely disabled. Remote desktop configuration. Alright? So, there's a lot of people that will say you need to keep this on when you're getting support from different IT organizations. Again, you can leave it set to manual. I really think that there's a couple of games that I've used in the past that use this. I don't quite remember what those games are, but you can feel free to leave them as manual. They're not taking up resources right now, but do not set them to automatic. You don't need it. This next one is Windows Insider Service. No, you don't need this. What this does is it lets you use new builds of Windows 10. You don't need it. It just unless you're trying to preview builds of Windows, you don't need this. Secondary login is our next one that we have on the list. if I can find. Here we go. Enables administrators to log on with non-administrator access. Performing administrative tasks without signing in. If you're the only person that uses your computer, you don't need this. However, if you're playing any Blizzard games, it does need this. I don't know why, but it does. If you're playing Blizzard games, leave it manual, it'll be just fine. The next one we're going to be talking about is download Maps Manager. Alright? Now, I don't know about you. Okay? I don't use Windows Maps. I use Maps. You know? Google. Go to Google. I'm looking for something in the map. There it is. It's fine. You don't need this. You don't need this. If you do use it, well, it is what it is. Next one is touch keyboard. Where's this at? Touch keyboard and handwriting panel service. Okay. So, there are some things that use this. If you're playing OS on your computer, which some of you have, that watch my videos, you want this. Because Windows Ink. I didn't notice it says pen and ink functionality. Okay, so you're going to want to leave that alone if you're doing that. Offline files is our next topic. It's a manual one. Performs maintenance activities on offline files cache. Responds to user log on and log off events, etc. This one, used by laptops, other mobile computers for connecting to wireless. No, that's a different one. Sorry, offline files. Something is set to manual. It's not using resources. You could leave it. It's fine. It's not hurting anything. Windows Connect. Now. It's used by laptops, other mobile computers connected to wireless networks. If you use wireless, probably want this. So leave it alone if you're using Wi-Fi, etc. Remote. Windows Remote Registry. Or is it just called Remote Registry? It's called Remote Registry. Here we go. So this is disabled. I highly recommend this is disabled. You don't want people remotely to gain access to modify your registry. It's just asking for viruses. Just disable this right away. Okay, the next one we have is Application Layer Gateway. Service is for support for internet connection sharing. It says manual. It's not running. If you're set to automatic, I set it to manual. You probably don't need it. Smart card is something you're not going to need unless you're a business. Okay? Smart card. There's a good chance you're never going to need this. It's utilized large organizations or corporations. Look at all these. They're all set to manual. I mean, this isn't something that you're going to be using as someone that's not in the business. So I just recommend, unless you need these, you can just disable all of the smart cards and be just fine. Because you're not gonna need those. Connected user experience and telemetry is our next one here. So, tracks reliability issues and sends data to Microsoft. I don't know about you. They already have enough of my information. They don't need more. This next one, I guarantee you don't need it. Guarantee you're not gonna need this. Retail demo service. To where if your computer's set up at a store, the technicians there can demo it to you. Pretty straightforward, don't need that. Windows Media Player Network Sharing Surface. So if you're going to be using Windows Media Player, you want to leave this on. Okay? If you don't use Windows Media Players, manual or off. Manual is fine. This next one we have all join router service. It's an open source project. We're all seeing Alliance. You route the messages. You can leave it to manual if you want. I don't know what gaming software uses this, but don't have it set up to automatic. Okay? This next one we're going to look at is geolocation service. Managers that monitors the current location of the system, manages geofences. Turn off, applications will be unable to use or receive notification for geolocation or geofences. So, there's a good chance. Okay, geolocate is liable for monitoring the current location of the system. Yep. I don't think you need it. In most cases, you're not gonna need this. So we stop the service. Hit disabled, go. Windows Biometric Service is our next one on the list. So what this one does, it's like a fingerprint or a face scanner. You know, it allows a client application to capture, handle, compare, and store biometric data without gaining access to biometric hardware. I don't think this is that useful. Unless you are using biometric login. So I think this one is another one that is safe to disable. Getting down to the end, everybody. Program Compatibility Assistant Service. So if you're only playing new games, okay? Keep this in mind. Windows. Program Compatibility. Where is it? Assistant Service. So if you're a gamer of old games, or try to use incompatible software, you're gonna want to leave this on. If you only use modern stuff on your computer, turn this off. Pretty straightforward. Last but not least on our list today is Enterprise App Management Service. Unless you're using enterprise apps, let the manual disabled. Should be able to call it good. Well, everyone, that is it for me for today from Callie's Tech Time. If you follow this short guide, you should improve the performance of your computer and the gaming optimization that you have. One word of caution. There's a lot of things you see here that say running. Okay, look at this. Whole bunch. Your computer needs a lot of this stuff. Okay? To run. Don't just go turn stuff off. Alright? You might regret it. You might brick your machine. So just pay close attention. Like even the stuff that I have installed from my own softwares. I know that I need these. So just keep that in mind if you decide to go willy-nilly turning stuff off. It might not be the best idea. Just saying. Alright everybody, thanks for watching and I will see you next time. Hey friend, thanks for watching that video. If you'd like to watch other videos from me, click the links on screen right now. Or if you would like to visit me in any of my other portals, check the links in the description below, and consider watching me on twitch.tv/CallieChronicles where I live stream all the time. Thanks again, and I hope you have an awesome rest of the day. Bye for now.